Last time on the Incorrigible Party. Rumpke signs another contract, this time with Nile and Rack, as a means to get access to the Stalker's Lodge. Kylia encounters a far larger and older Death Head tree planted beneath the city. This leaves Hellcrook and Opal fighting Kendra and Mr. Bowl, having 10 minutes of their memories replaced, implanting a recall of destroying the Mineralis flowers themselves after being questioned about joining the neighborhood watch for the denizen. But clear gaps in the logic of these planted events give Opal a chance to warn Rumpke and Kylia about their mysterious visitors.
Oh no! Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. We're a little confused.
We're gonna scout around the neighborhood real quick before we come back.
Okay, they're pretty powerful, be careful.
Okay.
Oh boy, ask them how far away they are.
Where are you?
We'll be there in about 15 minutes.
Okay. Rumpke hasn't answered me yet.
I hear you. I'm on my way back.
Okay. Come quick.
So, what'd they say? Are they close?
Kylia said 15 minutes, but she's gonna scout out the neighborhood, and then Rumpke said he's on his way.
Okay, well, that's smart.
Kylia, you want to do like a few block radius around the keep kind of thing? Is that what you're picturing?
Yep.
Okay, absolutely. You can take some extra time to do that. And you don't see any sign of the two people that were described in Opal's original message to both you and Rumpke. And by the time you kind of get back around, you and Rumpke essentially meet at the stoop of the keep, basically, here on your way back from, delving into the sewers and meeting with Nile and Rack. And you see like the front door, immediately you notice that it's like caulked in its frame. There's like spider web of cracks in the wood. One hinge at the top of it has been completely torn off. Clearly it's suffered some damage. And as you walk up the steps to it, you get the very intoxicating aroma of a well-cooked stew that hits you wafting in the air in the immediate vicinity of the door.
Before we go in, I want to look around, see if anybody's watching us.
Sure, yeah, you can give me a perception.
24.
You don't notice anybody specifically, like, watching the two of you. Like they're not. You don't notice anybody like hidden around a corner trying to like keep an eye line or anything like that. Doesn't seem like there's any really anybody in your little section of street here currently either.
I'll look over at Kylia and sort of point to the door. Looks like people know where we live.
How do we get that fixed?
I don't even know if we can stay here now.
What's that smell?
I don't know, but ever since I kind of woke up confused out of this, something smells like stew.
It's the door frame. If I didn't turn my stomach right now, it'd be good to eat.
Did they throw stew on the door frame?
I have no idea what happened. I just know kind of like what they look like, and then my memory's just like really confused, and I was like convinced I needed to get rid of the flowers or something, or like they're all burned to a crisp in the fireplace.
But all the flowers are gone?
All of them.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Rumpke. They got rid of every last one of them. There's not a single scrap of any flowers or anything left.
They broke in the house, overpowered you guys, and burnt the flowers?
I mean, I don't know, but that's a good theory.
Yeah, they messed around with our minds. Our memories are not really trustworthy for a little portion of time.
Oh, great. Magic.
It must have been pretty powerful magic, too, to be able to do what they did to our brains.
Is anything else missing?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know that we really took a thorough inventory, did we?
So you can just kind of check, take some time to look around and check your own individual rooms, and you do see that like everybody's bedrooms have clearly been hastily like torn through in this very, again, mechanically, they really only had a minute to rip through the house and find what they could find. So just drawers are, thrown open, contents cast aside, and there doesn't appear to be anything else missing except from Rumpke's room. Rumpke, it seems like the hand-drawn map you made of what Clangadin had shown you in your hallucination what? How do you say that word? And your hallucination is gone.
In your hallucination.
Hallucination.
No, there's no
You're adding
zation.
more syllables.
Hallucination.
All together now.
In your hallucination.
There's no zation. It's
When I was hallucinating.
When you were done seeing things, gone. And of course, subsequently, your list of your withdrawal symptoms, which you had scrawled this map of what you hallucinated on the back of.
There you go.
Hey, the map's gone. When did you guys take the map?
I don't think. I checked my pockets. Not me.
No, it looks like they must have rifled through things here and they're looking for something or maybe just looking to see what they could find, and I suspect that they took it.
Great. You got a piece of paper or something? I'll see if I can remember this. I'm going to try to get something and sort of mark out the best I can remember.
Okay, give me I guess a history check.
I would try and coach him or help him through it because I had seen it, right? So I'd potentially remember some too.
Yeah, we all could.
Yeah, you've all seen it, so absolutely, you can definitely help Rumkey. So Rumkey, you can have advantage on this check.
All right. Luckily, I had advantage because I rolled a 2 and an 18. So I'll take the 18 minus 4, 14.
Okay, so 14 is good enough to redo basically now kind of this third version of this map, right? What you were shown by Klangen and what you drew initially, and now a second redrawing of it. And I think, yeah, the four of you kind of collectively were like, this is how I remember it. This is how I remember it. And you basically get a pretty close facsimile of what was stolen.
Did you see which way they went? Do you remember?
No, like I looked out the door and there's blood and stuff.
No, whatever they did to our minds, it covered up all the important parts of what happened, and we just kind of...
And Hellcruck was like beaten. Something happened.
And where'd you say they were from?
They were asking about the neighborhood watch. They wanted us to sign up for like a neighborhood watch club or something.
In this neighborhood?
Yeah.
You'd be watching stuff all time. There's crap going on all over the den. Well,
I mean, it doesn't seem like necessarily a bad idea to have us denizen folks keeping an eye on things, trying to keep it more safe, but I don't even know if this neighborhood watch is a real thing, or if it's just some excuse they're saying to people to be able to go door to door and poke around.
yeah, I wonder if any of the neighbors talked to them.
I was gonna say, did we really see them going from door to door? I'm trying to remember. I think we did.
We did.
Hellcruck specifically did, as he was initially going off to Lehans to work. He did see them going from door to door. So that falls well outside of the brief 10-minute window that they can actually replace / erase. So yes, Hellcruck absolutely saw them very clearly going door to door with posing questions to
Right.
people, the residents, and taking some types of census.
That's why I turned around and came back.
That's right.
Right.
You both remember being asked questions.
Yes. So, like, Hellcruck was walking away, and he saw them going door to door and turned around to tell me that, and then I was like, don't let him in! And then, now my flowers are gone, so...
Did they go in anyone else's house?
Did they, Hellcruck?
No, I don't think so, no. I just saw him knocking on doors, and the one fella had this clipboard asking questions, writing stuff down, and they didn't seem to go into anybody else's house that I can recall.
I mean, that, plus stealing a map, burning flowers seems pretty targeted to me.
Yeah, I think they were here for us.
What questions did they ask?
They were just, pretty normal questions, really. Who lives in the house? How many people are there? What we do for work? How often there's people in the house?
It was weird. They wanted to know our favorite color. I feel like that was like a weird one.
I
That is
assume
weird.
you lied about everything but maybe the killer.
Whoa.
You betcha. I told him my name was Fred and Opal's name was Susie. And
Those are good names, yeah.
didn't say anything about you two. Or you three, I suppose.
He didn't say, but depending on how many rooms they went into, they know there's more than 2 of us here.
Yeah.
Well, we need to get this a lock on the door here, and I don't know, maybe one of us needs to sort of stay up at night, keeping watch and stuff, till we figure out who these people are and why they were here.
We should watch the neighborhood watch?
Yes.
Yeah. They're
Basically.
shifty.
You know, the one person, she said her name was Candace Looseberry, and that was mentioned in the paper about her forming this neighborhood watch, and I think there was some mention about maybe the Peaceable Patriots, maybe some connection.
Just using the paper, we can find out where they live.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know about you, I don't like somebody coming by my house and destroying my stuff.
Why would the paper know where they live?
We gotta go talk to the person who wrote the paper. They probably have that information.
Maybe. I don't feel like we're in good shape to fight if they're wanting to fight again. This was scary.
I don't know if I want to fight anybody. I want to find out who the hell they are and why they came into the house and destroyed the flowers. How did they even know they were there?
I mean, that's a good question. And why take the map?
I sure do wish I could remember. It's very frustrating. I don't like feeling like my mind's been messed with. It's tampered.
Do we have to go back to the jail to get more flowers?
I wonder if that the depository maybe has some flowers in there. You know, they had the lanterns, and over top of it there's that netting stuff that maybe could keep the bugs inside. I don't know.
What are they called? Sturges. They're not sturges. They're...
Butter sturges.
Or sturgeflies if you're feeling frisky.
Or the sturgeflies. Kylie being the one that walked on that top like metal mesh. Definitely the mesh itself covering the depository. The gaps in them are definitely large enough where like a creature the size of a butter sturge could slip through. Unlike the mesh system that Kylie and Hellcrux saw in Storm's End that was keeping them confined to their little greenery.
It's much finer.
Yeah, absolutely. So if it's meant to keep something in, it would be something larger than a tiny creature.
Well, we need to get some. I mean, I sort of signed up with Nylan. I was hoping to get some information, you know, like we were talking about from the stalkers. And I ended up sort of signing on with him, so I got some fights to do. Oh, and I saw Manny. Manny's a fighter now. Manny's a boxer.
Oh, no way.
Oh, good. He's not dead. I was so worried.
No, he seems like a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. Now he's sort of getting over, you take a couple good punches to the head and suddenly you forget about all your problems.
A good outlet for his anger and sadness.
He didn't really come across as all that angry of a fellow. I wonder if he might need a little bit of help getting his head into the game, you know?
You're talking drugs?
No. We don't need to create any more problems for the poor guy.
I'd hate to be his opponent when he got his head in the game.
So the point being is I gotta sort of get my head straight, and I gotta get over this stuff, so all this research and stuff we've been doing to figure out how to cure the problem, now we don't have any flowers.
Well, when's your next fight?
It's the 7th. 6 days.
Okay. I will not have a solution in 6 days.
No, I might have to take matters into my own hands if it comes to it, but we gotta still progress.
Could we ask the Stalkers Lodge?
I'm supposed to meet with somebody from the Stalkers, but I don't know who yet. Maybe, I don't know if that's a good idea.
I think so, yeah. I think if anyone in the city knows about these flowers and is maybe not against us or like gonna be a foe of ours, it'd be someone from the Stalkers, I think. But no, I think we do need to come up with a plan to get some more flowers, and so that we can keep progressing toward more experimentation and a cure for you, Rumkey. The longer we wait, the longer we're putting off getting you better.
Also, so Rumkey Nyland did tell you he can arrange a meeting with the Stalker once you're into the Brawlers, so that's going to be after your fight. But he also did say to you the only other way he could think of you might want to get close to a Stalker immediately was potentially to hire one for an expedition, perhaps being, employing them would kind of elucidate or facilitate, I should say, that type of conversation that you might want to have with them. Again, you didn't give Nyland any details, so Nyland really had no idea what type of conversation you wanted to have, but that was something he had said. I will also say for the brewing, the experimentation for the withdrawal / addiction solution, your house was ransacked and any stupor vials were also disposed of, but there was only the one Opal had on her. Kylie she has the rest hidden away, right? So you still have a very sizable stash of stupor for Opal's experimentations. Obviously, now with no flowers, there's no chance currently of it being a renewable source of material for further experimentation. So you still have plenty of stupor to get in like a 40-hour work week's worth of experimentation, if that is still what sounding like the party wants to pursue. So you have another week of it, right? It's just if that experimentation is not as successful as you might hope it is, then obviously you're going to need to get more of the stuff, whether it is flowers or just straight up more doses of stupor.
If we use the supply that we have remaining to experiment for a week, is that all of it? Then we're completely out, or would there still be some left over?
There will still be some left over, so basically a dose a day for the experimentation. So I believe Kelly should have 9 doses of the red stuff left after giving Opal 1 of the 10 that she managed to get from the drug house. So that 1 is destroyed, so 9 left. So yeah, you would have 3 or 4 of them at the end of what, if you're allocating them to where they need to go. It would potentially be 4 doses for Rumpke to take if things get really dire, obviously, through this withdrawal process.
We don't have any green?
2.
2 green, yeah, that's right. You would have 2 green from what Kylia was able to pilfer in Storm's End.
So, researching stupor to help Rumpke fight, tracking down Kendra, figuring out why they're targeting us. Anything else more pressing? What about the Veritas? What about the Giants?
The Veritas are breaking into the Desolate Domain. Oh, we did find a rather very, 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 very old death head tree.
What?
Down some stairs.
Another one?
Very, very big, old.
Did you fight
Did you
it?
chop it down?
Well, no. We sort of ran away.
Where was this? What part of the city exactly?
Yeah, if you're alone, that's smart.
Well, we were with Stinky, but Stinky was scared too, and he didn't even want to go down there in the first place. We were in the sewers. Up near the storage system north area somewhere, maybe.
You're not totally sure where it was?
Well, we went in the storage system north sewage area, where we found the death head tree was off of that. Somewhere.
Did you recognize any of the heads on the tree? What do they look like?
We didn't get that close. We could take you to it.
Yeah, maybe there's something there that we could find out.
Oh, and Zalmo's still gone.
You said the Veritas are breaking in somewhere?
Yeah, to the Desolate Domain area, the area that's all walled off around the castle.
Yeah, what are they doing?
We don't know. That's just what Stinky said.
Doesn't seem good, and Zelmo's gone. What are the kids gonna do?
Same thing they always do. They're breaking in on the other side from where the castle is.
Why would the Veritas need something in the Desolate Domain? Should we go take a look?
Sure, we could show you the tree.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's old. Doesn't seem like it's like a huge
Oh, it was still moving.
urgency. Oh. Old and alive.
Probably be a good idea to rid the city of this tree. Agreed?
Yeah.
Is it a place we could burn it from a distance?
Probably.
Well, it's wet.
Well, it's not in the sewer. It's more below the sewer.
It might be awful stinky, but
Well, not really, because, again, below, not in
How do you get below a sewer?
steps.
There's a stairway?
Lots of steps.
So, like, someone built a tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay, way to lead with that. Okay, was not in the sewer.
But the tunnel was the most important part?
Well, I'm trying to piece this together here. Because the other one was in the sewer, right? Under the...
No, the other one was in a house. Its root system was as a tree's normally is.
So that's how trees work.
I feel fine. How do you feel, Hellcruck? You ready to go fight?
Oh, I mean, I got a little bit of fight left in me, but I do feel like I got beat up a little bit.
Why don't we go this evening?
Maybe we just relax for a little bit. I can kick my feet up and maybe close my eyes for a little while. I might wake up feeling more energetic.
I was going to suggest that maybe you go to Lehan, see if you can find something you can fix the door up with.
Yeah, I suppose I could.
No, you don't have to worry about the door. My family will do it. They're tinkerers.
Yeah, I was gonna go to Lehan's, but I don't know. It seems like we have more pressing issues.
Alright, I'm going to go lay down for a little bit. And then, what do you say, this evening we go? Not going to matter if it's light outside. We're going down deep under the sewer.
I need to figure out how to word this so that maybe my dad gives us a really good door with maybe some extra safety features without alarming him to the fact that we're not safe. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be pretty tricky, I think, Opal.
Well, maybe my mom?
Well, they did just help you move in with a bunch of strangers you didn't know to the den. So,
yeah.
I'm sure they don't care too much.
Okay.
Just tell them you were moving some heavy furniture and you accidentally ran into the door.
And we spilled our stew all over it.
I can dismiss the stew, but it's funny.
I will say, looking into it at all, basically, Opal, like, you know where you've put your artificer things, right? Where you've applied the effects to. You could just have a kind of innate knowledge of it. So yeah, you can kind of be like, okay, I really got to figure out why, and then you're like, oh, I did this for some reason. Obviously, you don't know what the reason is, but you can easily glean that you used one of your effects on it. You can visit your parents and try to get this door repaired. Hellcruck and Rumkey, or you just want a short rest here? I mean, Rumkey, you're just exhausted from your levels of exhaustion, right? Your fight with Manny didn't reduce hit points or anything like that.
Yeah, Hellcruck needs a short rest if there's any chance that he might be getting into another fight.
Okay, so what is we're abandoning the experimentation starting for today, and we're not going to Lehan's to check in about the beginning of the month and the giant supply shipment that usually
That's what I thought you would be.
Not, is that back burner now?
I think it's still important, but unfortunately our DM keeps throwing stuff in.
Well,
in
you
front
can
of
rest
us.
for an hour and still go to Lehan's before nighttime.
Or Kylia could go.
Yeah, Kylia could go up there.
Yeah, I suppose there's enough hours in the day that I could do both.
Yeah, I mean, Kylia can easily accompany Hellcruck as well. There's no reason he needs to go by himself.
Yeah.
So, Opal, you're basically going to work on getting your front door fixed rather than starting 8 hours of experimentation. Because, again, it's like noon right now. Like, there's still the whole day to get accomplished stuff, right?
I think I would like to see or think of some ways to secure our house, make things better, even if it's like making little floorboard hidey holes so that certain things aren't laid out and left out to get stolen.
Okay.
Like, I
that.
don't know. And then maybe like a reinforced door with a lot of locks. Maybe I take more locks without telling my family or something. Is that the only way in and out, or is there a back door too? I'm trying to.
You do have a back door that could probably, if you're reinforcing things, you would have to reinforce.
Yeah. So I would ask them for help with tools in the door so that it fits, and then maybe sort of, I don't know, later, maybe plan to go back later for more locks or grab a few, and they'll be like, why so many? Anyway, I don't know. Try not to raise suspicions. I don't want them thinking I'm in danger.
And Kylie would tell you that she would get the other super for you before going to bed anyway, because it is a once per day travel in and out of the genie bottle.
Ah, okay. That is very important to know.
Because my
actually.
stuper's gone. Yeah. So I'd be hiding this one somewhere in my room.
Okay, that all makes sense. So Kylie, you want to accompany Hellcrack to visit Lehan? Because then obviously you're going there to ask him not to work then, right?
Right.
I think your plan was originally to work.
Yeah.
And while I'm up in my room, I'm going to be resting, but I'm also going to be writing down things that I can try to remember from my visions and things to try to spur, or at least keep it in my memory, and try to learn how to do some praying to Clangadin, even though I have no idea how to do that. See if my buddy shows back up again, talks to me. I can
Get on your knees and kind of say, "Hey, dude, what's up?"
Yeah, pretty much. Clangadin, buddy,
Where you at? How you doing?
what's up?
Kylea and Hellcrack, then you're going to catch a wagon out to Lehan's rather than walk.
Yes, but I, to be clear, I would like to try and rest first because I'm feeling pretty rough. And so if I happen to come across those jerks again,
Okay, well then in my hour waiting for Hellcrack to rest, I will be constantly peering out the windows looking for anybody approaching the house.
And in that hour, Khalil, you don't see any, nobody shows up. No guard shows up to the sonic boom that would have resonated out, again, unbeknownst to any of the party, obviously. But no guard presence shows up to whatever clear altercation happened out on the street. As we kind of said last episode, there's clear evidence of something happening, just in the street at the bottom of the stairs for the keep. No, it doesn't seem like any official city response to that whatsoever, which in the Denizen might not be entirely unheard of, but still, you would expect some type of city official to show up, some member of the guard force, even if, assuming surrounding neighbors would have seen or heard something and maybe reported something. So, it's been a couple hours only after the incident, so maybe that is why. Maybe it just hasn't been long enough for somebody to get around to responding to, another incident in the Denizen kind of thing. But yeah, you don't witness anybody, again, you don't witness anybody lurking around or keeping their own watch on the house. And Rumpke, so what are you writing down, Rumpke?
Well, my last vision, if I remember correctly, I saw members of my family. I sort of recognized who they were. I think I was trying to remember their names, that kind of thing. And then the experience I had with Clangadin and what he said, trying to document things so I can recall them later, especially since, we just had this incident where somebody's memory was wiped. This makes me a little more cognizant of keeping that stuff. And then also just sort of trying to use my abilities and figure out how they work. That kind of thing. And that's probably it. Unless Happy shows up or something, I'm probably just going to try to get some rest and wait for tonight.
Okay, and now that you're back from being out and about, obviously you had the little sparring session with Manny, and even in your state, the adrenaline when you're in the ring or in more of a life or death kind of situation, it kind of gets you through and over that exhaustion momentarily, right? But again, now that you've settled, it's just it just hits you again like a crashing wave, and you are very clearly not getting better. You're just continuing. Your symptoms are just continuing to grow worse and worse. You catch a glimpse of yourself in a mirror. Perhaps you're beginning to look really pale, just very pallid. You can definitely feel a fever starting to set in. You're clearly just not improving.
Well, other than just trying to keep hydrated as much as I can and maybe some bread here and there to try to make sure I'm still getting some calories. Other than that, I don't think there's a lot I can do than to just try to rest. I can't think of anything else until we come up with some kind of solution. Because I don't have any stoop to even pretend to take at this point. available to me.
It's been, again, very tightly controlled by Kaelia. I would say probably for your best interest, but perhaps not the reason that Kaelia is keeping a tight rein on it, but it happens to coincide with your best interest.
Is Kylie having any signs of stupor use?
I mean, I'm not at a feeling at a point where I need to go pay a visit to Chip, right?
Well, I mean, I would never make that decision for you. If you believe that is an avenue to make yourself feel better, I mean, I don't know. You'll have to make that decision yourself.
I've got the money to buy some if I need to, or get somebody else to buy some. Like going to get the older guy to go buy you some beer at the liquor store. I mean, So I guess my question is, can we do something to see if I'm at that state or not? We want to roll. Are we at a point where I need to roll against myself to see if I need to go do something like that?
I would say this is a perfect time because you really are, on my chart, you're about to enter kind of the peak of the severity of your symptoms. So you are like on the cusp of really hitting the worst of the chart. So please go ahead and do your usual here that we've done a number of times: persuasion versus deception. Obviously, deception is convincing yourself that this is the best thing to go out, get another dose, or in the past it has been, all right, take another dose. But obviously, like you say, you have nothing readily to take. So go ahead.
All right, so I'll be sitting there in the bed. I'll be trying to pray to Clangadin here and going, hey, Clangadin, I really need some help here, man. I feel like if you don't come and help me, I'm gonna have to go get some stoop, and if you're really a god, you're gonna come and give me some kind of sign.
Boom! Struck by lightning.
No, boom, a six-pack of super appears on your Now I am going to ask you as a player, but also in this case as Rumkey, is this you cashing in for Clangadin's favor? You now have this new ability based on your last vision. You've been bestowed, and have seen that in the past you've been bestowed with Clangadin's favor, which means you can give yourself advantage on any d20 roll once per day. Are you wanting to use that and give yourself advantage to resist going out and getting another dose? Because it seems to me that you literally just called out to your supposed god. That seems like you're calling upon his favor right now.
I want him to help me through this. Help me resist the urge to make it worse. So I'm going to use advantage on my persuasion.
Okay, that sounds right to me.
All right, so I rolled a 6 and a 19, so we got -4, so it's a 15. And then deception, a 9.
So that's a 5.
Oh yeah, 5. Sorry, 5. Still, much lower on the deception than the persuasion, so. Do I get some kind of a feeling or something that...
As you have experienced before, during some of these visions, especially when you first met Clangadin, your crossed axe tattoo that has, I believe the axes are Giant Bane and Goblin Bane is what the symbol is composes of, right? That belong to Clangadin, that you've seen the god wearing himself, that begins to feel warm. And the tattoo itself doesn't change at all, but you just can clearly feel that warmth emanating. Again, a similar warmth that you feel as you've been practicing some of your like lay on hands and your smiting new abilities you're learning you have. That same type of warmth almost before that expulsion of radiant energy. The same symbol you wear as a pendant around your neck, it too begins to get warm as you come to this realization that I'm staying put. I can make it through this. And as you are saying this to yourself, basically, just feel one hand on your shoulder. Very good choice, Mr. Olmok. A very good choice. And Happy, of course, is there next to you in your room.
Thanks, Hap. I think I'm gonna pull through. I'm feeling good about this. I don't feel good, but I'm feeling good. If you know what I mean, buddy.
You're not looking great, but you're doing great. I think I know exactly what you mean. Now, let's take a look at what you've been writing here. And he'll like start going over basically what you've written down, and like we'll correct maybe some spelling of the names that you've heard, right? And just like almost like heard within your own mind, but he'll point out some and add some details maybe on what you've seen, especially like the stuff that he's been there for, that you've seen him in your vision or memory or whatever they are. He like you can spend time conversing, and anybody maybe passing by Rumpke's room would certainly hear him this one side of a conversation that he's having with Happy now, right?
Completely normal behavior.
What do you mean there's 2 L's in it?
Well, I mean the first one's silent and the second one you pronounce.
You don't have a silent L unless it's like I guess llama.
Exactly like llama. Opal, back to Toggles and Sprockets. Is there... I mean, you don't have to have a specific conversation with your father, but you would very easily be able to get help. Is it you want it to be done, or would you like to get the materials to potentially do yourself? What's your actual goal?
I think I would do it myself unless someone was like Micah was like, "What are you doing?" Being annoying. I'd be like, "Hey, come with me." He'd probably be like, "Nope, I'm working." You gonna buy something? You gonna buy something?
He's asking you now. Now that you're out of the house, you're just like another customer. Micah's just ask you now.
You gonna buy something?
The story. The story is that... How bad's the door look again? Like, it's just, like, off the hinges and cockeyed and...
There's one hinge completely torn out of the frame, so you just need some wood filler, perhaps a new hinge. But the door itself is... There's just, like, spider web of cracks in the wood. And it obviously kind of wiggles a little more than a solid piece of, a door should move. There's some give to it, some flex to it where that shouldn't be.
I will blame myself. I'll say I was experimenting with tinctures that explode, and I damaged the door, so I need to reinforce the wood and get new hinges. And yeah, maybe, there's a neighborhood watch in our neighborhood now, so we should be extra safe. Maybe there's something to watch for, so we need to have double locks and stuff.
Okay, I like it. I like that you try to assuage any worry that may be inflicted upon your parents by telling that you're experimenting with exploding potions.
Well,
but
see, that is par for my course versus
that is true.
Getting into fights or blaming Hellcruck for doing kung fu or saying Rumpke's been punching things, or you know what I mean.
Well, that's very monkist of you.
My drug-addicted friend.
Extremely monkist. Thank you for noticing, Leland.
Okay, so yes, your father buys it kind of hook, line, and sinker, and I mean, as you say, it's not just magical tinkering, right? It's tinkering needs that any normal Capian might need within the city too. So, absolutely easy service offered by the shop for sure, and you can get supplies. You get extra deadbolts for the back door as well if you want to try to slap that on there too.
I would. Because I was just thinking, if I used my magical tinkering, I could take the stew smell away. I'm like, is there anything else? I don't know that making the door glow and, adding light to it would be a good thing.
Was it shed it, in, a 5-foot radius, or how bright is the light?
Yeah, a 5-foot radius is what it says, yeah.
Well, keep in mind, even using your dark vision, you can see better in the dark, but you still technically have disadvantage on perception checks using dark vision. So if something is in lightly obscured, that's still disadvantageous if you are keeping a lookout through, peeking through curtains. So obviously a light right at the stoop would get rid of that potential disadvantage.
Might stand out, though. The other thing I can do is when it's tapped, when the door, if I cast it on the door, when it's tapped by a creature, it can emit a recorded message that's heard up to 10 feet away. So I'd be like, back away, this is private property,
okay.
Or something. But I don't know. I'll have to ask the others before I do something like that.
Back off, get your own sandwich.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Okay, excellent. So you can get all of that stuff, and your mother sends you home with another prepared casserole as well. It seems she has an endless supply, seeing how popular it was with your friends when the whole family came over and moved you in. You get everything you need, so you definitely accomplish your task. So you can take everything back to the keep, and I think by the time you get back, probably I don't know, you stay and visit with your parents a little bit here. You take your time at the shop.
Yeah, I'll take my time at the shop, hang out, eat, and such. But yeah, I want to go back and try to at least get the door shutting and operational, and then if I still have time, like I said, I think with a little bit of free time here and there, I need to make several stash spots around the house and tell everyone where they are, and so that we can all use them.
Okay, so by the time you get back to the keep, Kylie and Hellcrook have left for Lehands. So it's just Rumpke there kind of resting. Again, you can maybe hear a few quiet murmurs coming from his room as you kind of set to work. And let's see. I'm going to give you advantage on whatever check I'm going to get you to do when you fix the door, because your dad will basically sitting you down, and the reason it took you over an hour to go there and come back is because he's like going over in explicit detail. He's like giving you like installation diagrams and making sure you have complete knowledge of what you're doing. The best.
So he's mansplaining.
The next best thing.
Dadsplaining.
He's dadsplaining. Yes, he's dadsplaining. I like it.
So I'll treat that as if you're getting the help action. So why don't you give me kind of check would you want to do? It could just be a straight up intelligence check.
I was gonna say, is it that or like sleight of hand? I don't know what really applies.
I'm leaning towards intelligence because again, you're taking this information from the dadsplaining, you're interpreting it with your own intellect and putting it to use, right? So go ahead and just make me a straight intelligence, because there's no arcana here, there's no religion, there's no history. With advantage.
26.
Okay.
I have a +7, so like I just rolled really low before any of my stuff.
Excellent. So easily you get to work on the door. You're going to be able to get it fixed, and you can move on to your hidey holes. So you want to pick like 2 or 3 like floorboard openings kind of thing. Like that's what you're picturing?
Yeah, like floorboard, wall, like I don't know what kind of decor there is, but just kind of... It'd be cool if there was one bigger somewhere, or like... Do we know what's in our basement? Like, I went down there with the pots.
Well, the bottom floor is where Hellcrook and Rumpke's bedrooms are, and another living space and kitchenette, right? So there's no, like, cellar beneath that. Yeah, it is completely finished. So it doesn't seem to be any other lower segment of the house like that. I mean, you can start work on digging something, I suppose. Like I'm not like you have tools at your disposal. You could start prying up a section of boards down in the unused living space down there and see what's underneath that, whether it's stone you might have to chip away.
Yeah. I think I would start with my bedroom, having a small enough spot for like maybe my alchemical supplies, so if I leave the house I don't want those taken from me because I cast with those. And then stupor size, so just like a couple floorboard or 2 that I can pick up. And then Kylie has got her lamp thing, so I could go down and ask if Rumpke wants to help me make more hidey holes, or if he thinks digging in the basement for like a more of a storage situation is better. But yeah, I don't know what to expect. We haven't like gathered huge items yet, but
I mean, you have quite a number of magical items, right?
Yes.
Might not hurt, especially some of the stuff that have scratched off min numbers, which is pretty much everything you have, because most of it has either been stolen from the Trinity or came right from the auction house. So yeah, everything you have is technically contraband or missing min numbers. So honestly, might not be the worst idea to stow some things that are maybe lesser used in some area that they're not immediately findable.
The other thought I have is like potentially in a cellar area. I don't know how I would set it up, but somewhere where I could potentially grow seeds again once I procure them. That's like more hidden, because it was obviously right by the door. So I don't know, like a little greenhouse op or something. I don't know, just planning, scoping, thinking. I don't have to be too specific. I don't think so.
Okay, well, if you're down on the bottom floor of the house and prying up some of the pry boards, it does seem like it's there's some type of stone layer down there that you're going to have to chip through to get to soil underneath. You're not entirely sure, obviously, how thick it is until you start to actually do the work there.
And is it like really cold under there?
No, I mean, without the fire going, it would be, I guess, because it's half subterranean, so it is a little chillier on the bottom floor than the top. But again, there is like a full living area here, and the connected chimney, like it's one chimney flume right between both floors here.
Yeah, I would just get starting to work on like maybe a spot that could even grow like 1 or 2 plants.
I mean, you also know like these plants were growing in Storm's End where there's no sunlight.
Yeah,
so.
I'm like growing near heat, good. I also can magical tinkering some light, like I said, 5-foot radius, so figure something out.
Okay, you can start drafting up some plans for that.
Okay.
Kylie and Hellcrux, so you catch a carriage kind of riding in the back of it as normal, and you again pass the usual 3-person watch that is just outside of the city as you pass through again the gate up there, that section of the city, Ashley's Access Way. Hellcrux, you recognize that this is the same 3 people that you've seen every single time you've gone up here and seen them posted out there. So there's clearly, during the day at least, not a rotation of supposed Trinity members, if that is who these 3 people belong to, keeping a watch on the place.
They're in the same location.
Yep, same, just kind of sitting on the fence that lines the larger field that kind of runs parallel with the slanted slipway.
I'm just going to like make a mental note of that and sort of kind of, in the least obvious way possible, kind of just like keep an eye as I pass by to see how much they are sort of gawking at us and observing us.
Well, as you have done every single time you're catching the wagon, that's obviously played into your favor. So you've always been riding in the back of the wagon. You're not actually piloting it, right? Because you were, like you always say, you want to put money back into the Lehan carriage economy.
Yeah.
So you're always actually renting it, actually riding in the back of the covered carriage. So
okay,
what you've never been, to your knowledge, actually seen by these figures moving to and from the carriage service, because you've never gone by foot, which is why I always ask you if you catch a carriage or if you go by foot, and you've never said we go by foot. So obviously that is playing to your advantage. You have always had the privilege of observing them and not being observed by them.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I'll continue to do what I've done in the past, which is like, to the degree that I'm able to, kind of catch a glimpse of them as I'm going by, but not at the risk of them spotting me and seeing, hey, that's Hellcrux in that carriage.
Easily done. Again, like you would recognize these 3 people if you saw them anywhere else in the city. You've seen them enough times where you would for sure recognize their faces if you ran into them in some other type of context or scenario. And you arrive at Lehan's, and it seems like during the middle of the day, we're coming into, moving into the later afternoon here. I mean, it's always busy at Lehan's. There's always carriages coming and going. There's always, people tending to the unused horses that are resting in between, swapping them out for the carriage shifts, and obviously maintenance of the carriages themselves. You see that Hellcrux, it's a little busier than what you might expect. It seems there's been more of the personnel devoted to the area that fixes and maintains the wagons. So perhaps maybe pulling a few people off of being a driver or tending the stables and the horses, and focused some personnel to this area of the carriage service.
I'll start by taking a stroll by where a lot of the repairs are being done, and I'll mention to Kylea that I'm going to do that, and just there seems to be a lot of hustle and bustle and commotion, more so than usual over there where usually carriages are getting worked on, repairs and whatnot. Let's go take a look and see what's going on.
Okay. I will mimic Hellcrux walk. Any way that he's walking, if he puts his arms behind his back or anything, I'm going to mimic that.
Okay. Yeah, I think Hellcrux is a pretty normal, relaxed walker. He's doesn't have his fingertips steepled in front of his chin or anything like that. So yeah, and then basically I'm just curious to see if I can tell like what sort of wear and tear or damage has happened to these carriages. Specifically wondering, have these come back from going to the Giants, and does this look like what I may have seen in the past when carriages have gone to the Giants to deliver food and got all beat up?
Kylea, could you give me a performance check, please?
21.
All right, so as you are, the two of you kind of marching over, maybe Halcrock doesn't have a incredibly distinct or unique walk, but everybody has a unique way of moving, right? And Halcrock is, as usual, you get a lot of hellos and hey, how you doings from the other, workers here at Lehan's. Many of them you find is like more of a sign of respect is showing to you, right? Rather than oh great, we're friends and I've known you for a long time. It's more like very professional is what I'm trying to get at. But even so, some of those more professional and respectful hellos and good days. Kylea, you get a number of kind of snickers as the two of you walk past. It's very clear. Kylea, you're doing an excellent job of mimicking Halcrock's walk.
Almost to the point where it's patronizing or...
maybe borderline patronizing. But Halcrock, as you are kind of looking over some of the work being done, the wagons, they don't actually look like they're in any state of disrepair. Nothing outside of the normal wear and tear that one might go through just a day being used around the city. A number of them actually look like they're being reinforced. And
is this very unusual? Like in the past couple of years, like would this have occurred before? Is this like a new thing that's I'm not used to seeing happen?
This would be a little strange for sure. Generally, you might see like they're applying like banding of iron across like where the axle housing goes, and basically up and down the framework of the carriage. And usually you would use a similar technique to maybe patch a crack or basically make sure that some of the pieces that would most easily be strained at the bouncing up and down of the cobblestone pathways through the city are secure and reliably reinforced. But this is like being applied like exponentially, like on a larger scale across the entirety of the wagon, which is again very unusual, as you don't see actually any damage that would even call for a banding patch job, let alone a complete reinforcement of the entirety of the wagon. And you do see there is it looks like there's 3 or 4 of them being worked on like this. And as you're kind of inspecting and maybe a little quizzical look, head maybe a head cock and a finger on the chin as Kylea does the same thing like 5 feet behind you. You hear Lehan yell out to you, "Halcrock! My office! Now!" "Oh, hey, Kylea, come on too." And he just starts to hobble off on his walking stick to the main house.
Oh, what's gotten all up in his business today?
Maybe because you haven't been to work in days?
Well, I've been busy.
Well, we know that, but he doesn't know that, does he?
No, I suppose not, but he knows I'm a good worker, and this isn't normal for me. It's exceptional circumstances, but let's go see what he has to say.
Okay, after you.
All right, I start walking, and I kind of like peer over my shoulder back to like observe Kylea and the way she's walking for a split second.
As soon as he looks behind, I'll stop and wave to him.
A little waggle of the fingers.
Yeah.
I kind of give a little snort and keep walking and chuckle.
So as you enter Lehan's office, he's like sitting at his desk, and he just immediately a copy of Storm's Herald like smacks you in the chest as he throws it at you. "What in the hell have you been doing? You made the goddamn paper, Halcrock. What, you and all your friends? I knew you weren't out there camping. What the hell are you doing in Storm's End? What's going on here, boy?"
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Let me see that.
"What are you talking about? Right there. Description of you and all your friends. Clear as day, right in the print. I may be old, but I'm not a fool."
Well, to be honest with you, sir, we were paid to go in and get somebody out that was wrongly accused and really didn't belong in prison, and we helped him be free. We freed him.
You might say we're heroes. Really.
Yes.
I can't believe you'd want to go back in there. Why would you take that kind of risk?
Well, exactly. It was the last thing I ever want to do. I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for a very good cause, and it was a miserable experience. Trust me, I never want to be back there again.
I can't believe this. Hellcrook, how many times do I gotta tell you? You're like a son to me. You know I'd do anything for you. You're the future of Lehan Carriages. I know I told you the story about my buddy Leopold. It's been a long time since I talked to him. Well, maybe I can have a chat with old Leopold, clear up some of this business here with these names. What's this? Snuff and Slinks and whoever. I don't know which one's which here, but maybe I could do that for you.
Well, you think they're necessarily going to know it's me? I mean...
Well, I don't know if he'll even see me. I just mean, maybe I can get him to drop some of these charges or take the heat off of these, the 4 names here and the descriptions. Your description, right, clear as day.
Well, Opal did shave her hair off, so she doesn't quite match that description anymore.
Well, are you gonna grow hair? I don't think so.
That might be kind of hard at my age, but...
We could catch a rabbit and skin it and put little bits of skin on top of his head to make it look like hair.
So gross. Disguise self would be better, but yeah.
How is your friend Leopold gonna help?
Oh, didn't I tell you before? He's the warden of the prison, and so obviously these, you escaped under his care. I'm sure he's probably pretty upset about it, but maybe if I ask him to just kind of, wave away the whole wanted thing, just tell him that I know you people, not that I know where you are, of course, but maybe he could help out,
Well, I don't know, Lehan. I don't want you getting into any trouble. You're already twisted up with them pretty bad so far. I don't want you owing any more debts, or I don't know. Who knows what they could do? These people are dangerous,
Boy, I just want to do anything that I can to help out you and your friends, Look, if you change your mind and you want me to talk to somebody on your behalf at Storm's End, I'm just saying I might have an in, that's all.
Well, Lehan, I really appreciate it, and I understand where you're coming from, but I couldn't live with myself if something happened to you. Just, I think we can sort this out, but I'll remember your offer if we need it.
I'm behind Hellcrook going two thumbs up. It's like, yeah, do it, yeah.
Okay. Hellcrook, my boy, I'm no spring chicken. You gotta come to the terms that I ain't gonna be around forever. At some point, I'm gonna die.
And that's gonna be on your own terms, happily out here with the horses, not at the hands of some ruffian gang member.
All right, okay, all right. Look. Sorry, I got all worked up about it, but I couldn't believe what I was reading this morning. Look, I hope you're here to work the rest of the day. We got a lot to do. There's 15 wagons that need retrofitting and reinforcing.
Why?
I was gonna ask, what's going on? Are you preparing for battle or something?
Well, you just missed them by a couple hours here. The Ship Hampleton guy I was telling you about, that feller was here putting in his monthly rental request. Nearly 3 times as many wagons as normal. Yeah, come to think about it, he's been here more this lately than you have. Anyway, for some reason, I don't know what they're doing. It sounds like they're going to be carting some heavy-duty stuff. He said that the wagons need to be reinforced so they can handle a much heavier cargo than what they usually use them for.
That is very interesting.
You didn't ask what he's going to be carrying?
Well, that's not my business.
It's your wagons.
Yeah, and if they come back in unusable state, then I just charge extra. I get reimbursed for them. That's always been part of the agreement that we have. But we've got about 4 days to get them ready. It's all hands on deck around here, my boy.
How Halcrack, we have a couple hours.
Yeah, you know what, Leanne? I had intended to be over here most of the day today, and these good-for-nothing folks got into a bit of a tussle, and I swear it wasn't my fault. I was minding my own business, trying to just... Anyway, I got beat up a little bit, but I'm feeling much better after getting a brief amount of shut-eye, so I could help you out and work here for a bit differently.
He's not young either, you know.
Don't I know it?
Yeah, I feel bad that I haven't been working as much lately as I would like to, but, you know, as you, I guess, are aware now, things have been a little bit turned upside down in my life lately, but you just tell me what to do, point me in a direction, and I'll help out.
All right, well, I've had to recall some wagons operating in the city right now to start work on them. You know, I told Mr. Hamilton guy that this was going to affect the city's services. I mean, this many wagons are essentially going to be out of commission. I mean, we're going to be running a skeleton crew to service the city here, but, you know, he handed me over some kind of a official-looking paper signing off on the disruption of service by the founders themselves. Plus, the payment up front didn't hurt. So, look, we got to get these 15 reinforced wagons ready by the 5th, okay? We got like 4 days. Not that much time. Once they're all ready, we'll hand them off to Mr. Hamilton here at the self-storage station at the bay there, just like we normally do.
How long did he say he's going to need them?
Well, I don't know. I assume it'll be a week and a half like normal.
You really don't ask many questions, do you?
Like I say, I get paid, the wagons come back. That's how the agreement works. I don't understand. I don't ask every passenger. Halcrack, when you pick up a passenger, you ask them exactly where they're going, where they're going to be the rest of their day, what they're doing, what they're carrying, what's in their bags.
Still don't see the problem with putting hidey holes in every carriage.
I already told you. I have already suffered the consequences about that.
But if nobody asks any questions, how would they know?
No, I'm the one that doesn't ask questions. I don't know what other people do, what other people ask, what other people say. I don't know.
You say all the founders signed off on this. This fella's got some pull.
Well, I mean, he is the guild leader of the Mercantile Corporation. So he basically runs the economy for the city.
I suppose. I can't help but thinking something seems fishy here. Something's going on.
Well, what do you think? They're carrying something they shouldn't be carrying?
Maybe, yeah. Could be.
Well, like I said, I already took payment.
Yeah, I know. I don't know there's much you can do about it, Leanne, but I guess what I'm saying is we should just keep a keen eye and keep our ear to the ground, so to speak.
Well, if I get any more information about what they're using the wagons for, I mean, you'll be the first to know. Do you want to be part of the crew that drops them off on the 5th?
Oh, I don't know. With this newspaper, I probably shouldn't be showing my face too many places.
Well, maybe you can put on some of that rabbit skin on your face, too.
Yeah, we totally can make it look like a big bushy beard. Especially if we use the tails. We just get a whole bunch of tails.
You know, that's a common thing that people don't know. They think the foot's the lucky thing, but no, it's the tail.
Can't be too lucky if it's no longer attached to the rabbit.
Yeah, but think of it. A rabbit's only got one tail. It's got 4 feet. How lucky could you gotta be? You got 4 of them. How lucky can they be? That's why it goes orders, tail, ears, feet.
That makes sense.
I think I need to be pretty lucky to pull that off. I don't know. But I am interested in seeing where they go. Maybe I keep an eye on them and follow at a distance, but hopefully I'm not known that I'm there, sort of situation. Anyway, it's none of your worry, Leanne. Don't you don't need to get involved, but I'll do what I can to help you get these wagons ready. I understand what a deadline's like, and it sounds like the pay's pretty good, so carriage service could use it.
Yeah, I mean, this is how we keep in business. We keep the lights on, keep the horses fed. Oh,
all right then.
Get out there, get to it.
Halcrack will kind of nod, turn around, and go out. And as he's walking from Lehan's office over there, he's going to kind of lean into Kalia Seixodel.
Something is definitely going on here. I'm certain of it. That They're not just bringing food and supplies out to these giants. There's something else is happening.
We wonder if they're gonna fight them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Probably don't want to be anywhere near that.
Yeah, no. Probably don't.
Okay, how do we do this? How do we fix this wagon up?
Well, you just grab these tools here, grab these parts here, and
Yeah, so Helkruk will try and show Kylie what to do and get as much work as we can get done in however much time I guess is reasonable to give us time to get back before it's too late to meet up with the rest and then go on our little excursion.
Well, I assume Opal and Rumkey aren't going to be going anywhere until the two of you are back. So you can basically...
Yeah, basically waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, spend as many hours as you want to here. Like, you want to work until sundown, just before sundown kind of thing? Like, put in a solid 4 hours or so?
Yeah, 4 hours seems reasonable.
Great. Yeah, and you're introducing Kylie to some of the other workers here,
It's
right?
like a 10th of your work week.
And as the two of you, you put in your time, and maybe there's some mishaps with some of the tools, although Kylie is very dexterous. She's very deft, wielding pretty much anything that you put in her hand. She could be very deadly with it. So I don't imagine she would have too much struggle hammering some bolts and nails and kind of thing with a hammer. But come sunset, as the two of you are leaving, I assume you're going to want to catch a wagon back into the city, the same, right, rather than on foot?
Yeah, we'll take one of the armored ones back just to be safe.
Well, those ones aren't going anywhere as they're being worked on. But as you are leaving in the carriage, you see more Trinity members gathering outside of Lehan's, basically right out on the road at the fence line. So again, you're in the covered wagon and you are observing them, but not being observed as the wagon. Again, it's like ships passing in the night, constant wagons passing each other in and out of Lehan's, constant wagon traffic. So there's nothing strange even at this time of the evening about a wagon going back into the city. But there seems to be maybe 7 or 8 of them here, and you recognize them as being different than the 3 that you always see posted up right outside of the city gate. So this is like another collection of whoever these people are. Again, you're surmising that they're Trinity members. That is not me confirming that they are Trinity members. But if you recall a conversation you had with Lehan about being worried for the horse's safety, about potentially giants coming in looking for food, Lehan has mentioned, well, look, it's the best interest for the carriage services is the best interest for the Trinity. I'm not going to put any of our people at risk. I'm going to leave that and put that on the Trinity members' shoulders to keep their vested interest operational and safe. So it's very clear that you see these people start to walk the perimeter of the horse fields where they're stored, which is again kind of on the other side of the slanted slipway across from where the Lehan's main house is, where you live, and the repair shops here. And they seem to funnel out as they fire up torches as it starts to get dark. And this additional crew of these people set out to stretch out around the perimeter of this fenced-in field.
All right, I'll take note of that and just kind of, again, keep my head tucked inside, out of sight.
Ah, there you are, my friend. Just in time to witness the unveiling of my latest creations. Feast your eyes upon these vials of liquid wonder, guaranteed to add a spring to your step and a twinkle in your eye. For you, my friend, a special price. Just a handful of coins for a vial of boundless possibilities. Consider it a small price to pay for the thrill of the unknown. And remember, if you ever seek any more of my concoctions, just visit theincorrigibleparty.com for updates on my latest wares. And before you go, I have heartfelt thanks to Tabletop Audio and Sarastro Music for setting the ambiance with their enchanting melodies. If you wish to support our endeavors, head over to Patreon and join our merry band of adventurers. And don't forget to join our Discord realm. That's where the real magic happens. Finally, dear listeners, share the magic, rate us, review us, and spread the word. Let your friends uncover the finest tales this side of the material plane. May your gears turn smoothly and your inventions never rust. Happy adventuring! Oh, I forgot to mention, there's a World Anvil website. It's all on incorrigibleparty.com. Sorry.
This has been a Sounds of Steel production.